What's up guys, I'm Dean aka the Blue Crusader and welcome back to the channel. So first of all, today I'll be doing a little bit of an alternative video. It's kind of like a tutorial and kind of like a guide, and it's just my way of giving back to the community and any people who have subscribed to me and watched my channel for a while, because I think this video will give a lot of value to a lot of people who are either new or who have been here for quite a while, because this is going to be a compilation of all of my tips leading up till now that I've actually learned on YouTube and how to actually start a gaming channel and grow it. We're playing Battlefield, so this is going to be kind of like a commentary of sorts. I'm currently playing the sniper. The first thing to take into mind when actually making a YouTube channel is YouTube actually takes a lot of hard work. You can't just make a channel and actually think that it's just going to grow overnight. Maybe 95% of people don't grow overnight. It takes a lot of consistency, it takes a lot of unique ideas. You could be hundreds of videos deep, just like I am. I think I'm around 200 videos right now, and be under 1,000 subscribers. Or you could get lucky and make something really unique that's like game changing, and you could actually blow up to maybe 1,000 subscribers in the first week of actually making your first video. It's absolutely crazy how fast you can grow if you have something unique or if you're lucky, but if you're not, usually it will take a lot of effort and consistency. So the next thing is, it's not a get rich quick scheme. Obviously you can make money on YouTube, but with the complaints of people not being able to make a lot of ad money, a lot of people complain about not getting enough ad revenue on YouTube. This is like the AdSense and stuff, mainly because they don't make family friendly content, but obviously there is some sort of money issues there on YouTube. But all in all, it's not a get rich quick scheme. You can't just make a channel, blow up overnight and just make thousands of dollars. That's not exactly how it works. You need to actually enjoy it. If you want to actually enjoy making videos on YouTube, you need to actually enjoy the whole craft of it, and you need to actually have a passion for it in some form. So I managed to upload maybe 1 to 3 videos every single day. I don't miss many days unless I'm actually sick. When you see me not uploading, usually it'll be because I'm sick, or because something really crazy has happened, has not actually let me upload, like something really important has actually happened. But yeah, the reason I actually stay consistent and upload so much is because I actually enjoy making videos, and I also enjoy the games which I actually play on videos. And you have to enjoy it to stay consistent, because you're not actually going to keep making videos or stay in a consistent pattern, especially because people have upload schedules. You kind of need to make one of those if you want your subscribers to stay, and you're not going to be able to have a consistent upload schedule. You're not going to upload a lot if you don't really have any passion for it. I mean, there's a lot of people who think they can just blow up like some of these big YouTubers. They'll make a few videos and then they'll lose the passion for it, and that's just not how it works, and that definitely won't work for you if you're in that mindset. So the next thing is, if you're actually really serious about starting a channel, is you're actually going to need to buy certain pieces of equipment to actually get it running. So I'm not going to tell you how to actually physically make it, because it's pretty self-explanatory how you sign up for a Google account, log into YouTube and make a channel. But when you've got all of that out of the way, there is actually some simple piece of kit that you're actually going to need if you actually want to get rolling, because obviously videos need to be high quality these days. It's come quite far in the past few years. The quality wise, you used to be able to upload in like 480p, now you have to upload in like 1080p or at least 720 for basic HD, because if you don't upload in HD, no one is going to take you seriously, no one's going to watch your videos. I saw a big spike in my channel when I actually moved from 480p to 720. I always kept 720, it's kind of like the gold standard of content on my channel, because I wanted things to be at least HD in some form. It's not full HD, but I wanted to make sure there was some form of HD content on the channel so that people could actually enjoy it and watch it on certain monitors and stuff like that. If you have like 480p videos or something really tiny in resolution, nobody's going to watch it, especially if they're watching it on a big monitor or television and they're trying to actually enjoy it. It's just going to be stretched and the video's going to look terrible, even if the commentary is really good, even if the content's really good as well. So you want to have a high resolution, you want to render everything in HD of course, and we'll move on to that soon. Obviously we need to talk about equipment. So the first thing what you're going to need is you're going to need a microphone. So the microphone is obviously the bread and butter of everything. You're going to be recording your voice when you're going to be playing games, and because of this, the microphone has to be really good quality, because like I said, without the quality, no one's going to take you seriously, nobody's going to watch you, and if you have a really bad microphone, it's very noticeable. I don't know how I pulled it off, but I did actually get a few thousand views on a video, which was one of my first videos. It was actually a lore video. It was Who is G-Man from the Half-Life series, trying to look into the lore and also the theories behind him, and this had some absolutely terrible quality audio in it, but the commentary was really good. the implementation of the facts was very good, and everything was scripted and well laid out. So you can be successful on certain videos if you don't have a good quality microphone, but I would definitely recommend upgrading your equipment when you're starting out. But you can still start a channel out with cheap equipment, and as long as you're actually rendering your videos in high definition quality, as long as everything looks near enough pretty good, you can get away with it for a while, but you want to slowly upgrade as you go and as you get more serious about making stuff. So recommendations for microphones. Microphones can actually put you back quite a lot if you don't know what you're looking for, and because of this I would recommend 3 different models of microphone. So the first one is the Blue Snowball. This is a really good quality microphone. This is the one I use, and you can get it quite cheap. I'm not sure what it is in dollars, but for actual British currency you can actually get it for about $59.99. So you can actually get the Blue Snowball for quite cheap. I did for about £60. I'm not sure what that is in dollars. Like I said, it might round up to maybe $100, but like I said, you can get it really cheap if you look, and Amazon always has some of the best deals out there if you want to actually buy cheap things. So I definitely recommend checking out Amazon and getting things much cheaper over there. There's also other models, not just the Blue Snowball. So the company Blue, who makes the Snowball, also makes another popular microphone which a lot of YouTubers use, which is the Blue Yeti. Very similar in quality. It's a little bit different in appearance, and I guess the quality is similar but not exactly the same. But all in all, they're basically very similar to each other, the Blue Snowball and Blue Yeti, but they have a different appearance. The Yeti looks more like a studio quality microphone or something that you'd sing into, but obviously they're very similar. They both, I believe, I'm not sure if they have the same number of modes, but I think they both have 3 separate modes when you're actually recording. So you can have omnidirectional, you can have, you know, talking with a single person, a group of people, things like that, just to make your audio quality that tad bit better. Not just the Snowball and the Yeti, there's also other microphones. For example, the Audio Technica AT2020 is a very high quality microphone which I'd recommend. I knew some people did have this microphone and it was really good, and I've seen some reviews on it and it seems to be a pretty strong microphone. Although I haven't owned it personally myself, I do know it's a good quality microphone because I did know people who had it, and I think the price is quite fair for it. Like I said, I do have the Blue Snowball myself personally, so I'm not sure exactly how much it costs, but the AT2020 Audio Technica is a very good quality mic. Any products that I actually talk about in this video, be it editing software, be it microphones, be it any equipment, capture cards that we will discuss later down the line, all the links to actually buy them will be in the description, and most of them will be available on Amazon. So I'll put the Amazon links in the description below for you guys to actually buy the equipment and actually get it for the cheapest you can. So the next thing is a gaming computer. So obviously gaming PC is preferable. You want to run games in high FPS. I'm running this game in about 100 FPS right now. Sometimes I go down to about 70 when I'm recording, or when I'm on highly populated maps or running on high graphics, but I run this on around 100 FPS sometimes at the max frame rate, and it's a constant above 60 all the time, and you want the game to be really smooth when you're recording. I mean, obviously with certain graphics cards or systems there'll always be that stutter, there'll always be certain lag frames, but you want everything to be as smooth as possible. If you have a lot of frame rate lag, if you have a lot of freezing and pause frames between your videos and gameplay footage, it's going to look really bad. So the best thing to do is try and upgrade your PC if you already have a gaming PC, or try and build a new one with really good parts. You can check out one of my videos on my channel. I think I made it around 2 or 3 months ago, where I do actually build a brand new gaming PC, and it's absolutely awesome. And this is the gaming PC I'm currently using on the channel to make videos with, and ever since I actually got that gaming PC, my content has actually improved, I would say tenfold, because the FPS is better. Everything's just genuinely better, because before I couldn't even run most of the games that I do actually play now. So the next thing is editing software. So not everybody has the money to dish out on expensive editing software to edit the videos, especially seeing as most people who actually start YouTube either have a part-time job or they're quite broke. I didn't really have a lot of money when I started YouTube, and I still really don't, so affording the expensive editing software is very difficult. I would recommend one of the gold standards is actually Sony Vegas Pro. It's actually really simple software to use, and I believe you can get a student version of it. Another good software people use is Premiere Pro. It's better, I'd say, for film editing, like films and short films and things, but it's still a really good software and people use it very regularly, and I think you can actually still get a student version of that as well, which is really good. So you can get everything just that tad bit cheaper. So I would recommend trying to look for student versions just to try and get everything a little bit cheaper, because if you pay for the full version or the premium of most of these softwares, they will cost upwards of a few $100s or a few £100, which is a pretty steep and extortionate price for someone who hasn't been saving. So, Premiere Pro is a good option, Sony Vegas is a good option, but like I said, these softwares you still have to pay for. So, if you haven't got the money to actually pay for them, there's also some alternatives. You've got Windows Movie Maker, which doesn't really seem to be the best of choices nowadays. It's a little bit outdated, but they do have a Windows Live Movie Maker version for the newer operating systems, and it still doesn't really live up to every expectation, but it is something and it is free. And obviously you don't want to pirate softwares because you can get in trouble. I would recommend buying them. This is definitely something I do. I prefer to buy things. And for Apple users, I still have you covered because you can also get iMovie, which is free to download. So the next thing is actually recording software. So this is basically recording software to record your games. Currently I'm using OBS, which is Open Broadcast Software or Open Broadcaster software, and this is actually what I'm using to record Battlefield right. So the next thing is capture cards. So this is kind of a hit and miss, and it's also a 50-50 whether you'll need it or not. If you're actually a PC gamer and you're making videos on your computer rather than your console, you're not going to need a capture card most likely. However, if you're using a DSLR camera or some sort of film camera, or if you're actually recording console gameplay, or if you're using a DSLR or film camera as a camera feed to actually use your face cam in the videos, you will also need a capture card as well. There's some popular models like Blackmagic and HD PVRs which are really popular, and you can get them for quite cheap nowadays. I know the higher end models, I remember my friend did get one, they cost I think in the hundreds. I think they cost upwards of like £100, so it is a big investment, especially if you're a console gamer. You're already invested in controllers, kit, membership each month, but it is a big investment, but you do definitely need these as a crucial to record console gameplay. They do have some built-in recorders and live stream software I know on the newest generation of consoles, so you can also live stream I think without a capture card. I'm not too sure about that, but I think there are options to do that now on consoles, but a capture card is definitely recommended if you want to get that HD footage. So the next thing is talking about content in general. So YouTube, I've got to say YouTube is oversaturated. It's oversaturated in all types of content. Most of my content is oversaturated, the content I make Fortnite content. That is the most oversaturated, most popular game right now, so it's very hard to get your videos ranked and actually found when you make videos for these oversaturated margins. I found that my views were more successful when I was making things like lore videos or factual videos where there's not as many alternatives available. However, if you don't enjoy making these alternatives, I would recommend just sticking to what you enjoy, because you will lose passion and patience, and you will lack consistency if you do so. A lot of people upload the same types of content. This can't really be avoided because there's literally thousands of people on YouTube, so if you think of something unique, most likely someone else has either thought of it or they're thinking about it and they'll have a video up before you. So this can be due to different time zones, due to work ethic, but I wouldn't really focus on getting unsatisfied with creating similar content to others. I'd just try and make your content better than theirs. However, every few weeks or months you might have that light bulb moment where you'll actually think of a really unique idea that nobody else has thought of or that you haven't seen before, and this can actually promote your channel and blow it up a lot. I had lore videos or factual videos on characters from films and games that grew to over 70,000 views, which is not an 1 million view video granted, but it's still a lot of views for a really small YouTuber like me. And this is because I had videos that weren't necessarily saturated, and they got popular because nobody else was really offering that advice or facts that I presented in my video. The next thing is don't be fake. Don't play games because you actually just want views or if they're popular. Play games that you actually enjoy if you're making a gaming channel. For example, I do make Fortnite videos, but I have actually played Fortnite since I think the first 2 weeks, so actually the first Fortnite since it was released. But yeah, I have played literally since the game came out, and I think if I hadn't actually played since the game came out, I probably wouldn't have actually got around to playing it for a long time. I'm not even sure if I'd actually be making videos about it because I'm not sure if I'd actually enjoy it. This is because one of my Steam friends actually recommended me Fortnite when it came out, and he was begging me to play it, and I got around to playing it, and now it's one of my favourite games. You'll see a lot of people do this who make Minecraft content, a lot of adults who've been playing Minecraft for years. You can tell they don't enjoy it, but they keep steamrolling out the content just to get the views and money. I'd recommend not doing this because A, it's self-destructive, B, you'll lose passion and drive and consistency, and your channel will slowly die. A lot of Minecraft YouTubers though who have actually hopped off Minecraft and onto Fortnite and newer games are definitely seeing newfound success or increased channel growth because they're not actually lingering about on games they don't enjoy anymore. Especially with fans, you kind of build a trust factor with an audience, and they can really tell when you're not enjoying something because they do actually get to understand and know you from your channel. So if you're playing things you don't enjoy or you're half-heartedly doing things, people will definitely be able to see right through it. The next thing is actually think of a channel name. If you're starting a channel, you need an alias, you need some sort of online identity to actually form your channel around. So this could be some sort of reference you have, maybe with your friends or something to do with your childhood. This could be your online alias already on a game like Fortnite, or it could just be something cool in your head that you think of. It needs to be catchy, it needs to be kind of short, or at least memorable so people actually remember it. If someone has some sort of troll name like Grandma Gamer 69, it's very guaranteed that nobody will be able to find it or remember it.